Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to the Laws of Business Breakthroughs. I am your host of the platform, Blanca, and today we have Bimal Shah, host of the Laws of Business Breakthroughs. How are you today, Bimal?
Awesome. Great. Thank you for having me here. It's always great to start Mondays with great topics.
It truly is. It truly is. I feel that we are very blessed in our community to get this business expertise to fire up our Mondays and get us ready. So I want to see a lot of engagement out there in the live audience. Share this stream, love it, comment on it. Let's get a conversation cooking. So what is our topic today, Bilal?
Something that we deal throughout our lives and in business, chaos.
Ooh. That's a chaotic topic.
Yeah, how do we deal with chaos? Chaos causes overwhelm. So how do we deal with all of those on a regular basis? So the simplest thing I can mention is think about the eye of the hurricane or the inside of the tornado, right? When you look at the eye of the hurricane, it's space, it's empty space in there, right? Similarly, the middle of the tornado, the power is on the outside that shatters everything. So in order to deal with chaos, you need to create that space. You need to create that space within you, which means to take a step back, take a breather, to think through what you need to do instead of just randomly trying to just in a hurry get one thing done after the other. So that's it's the simplest step that any of the listeners here can take. Okay, if you have a lot of things happening at once, then you want to deal with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the first step? For example, with the pandemic, that was a form of chaos. That was a form of tornado for many businesses. How would you approach that type of chaos?
So let me give you a real life example that may happen in the current situation. Let's say you have a business and this actually happened. You have employees and your employee gets COVID. Okay. Your employee is in contact with so many people, who knows who, and now your customers are complaining. And on top of that, one of the jobs that you needed to get finished to get paid and get money, the employees didn't show up or didn't do the job. On the other hand, the payment that was due, the customer says, I don't have any money or I don't have the funds. So you have one thing after the other. To top it off, you may have issues at home, right? Let's say you have personal challenges at home. So when all of this happens, you have to think through and say, what is the thing that I need to make sure that I can deal with all of this? So one of the things that I mentioned is that take the space. I think Chris has this background. So one of the things I mentioned is that we're all in an H2H business. We're not in a B2B or B2C business. We're in an H2H business. So if you have a situation, you want to communicate to your team, to your customers, to your vendors, to your suppliers. And that human side will come up. And those people will empathize with you in your situation and give you the space. So by sending that human message, the H2H message to these people, you buy that space. You get that space to now think through and deal with them. Does that make sense?
No, that makes a lot of sense. Tell me more. So what else can we apply? What are some more laws to get through these?
So that's where I was mentioning, you apply the H2H, which is the human to human business component. Many times we'll say, I'm in a B2B business, I'm in a B2C business, but we are all humans, right? So there is relationships make money, transactions don't. And this is also a great time to test who's empathizing with you. The people that empathize with you are the people that you want to build relationships with. People that don't and don't respect your current situation or don't empathize with what you're going through, Those are not the people you want to deal with. So it also helps you filter out the relationships that you don't want. Filter out the relationships that you don't want to keep. So that H2H component can be very good. Also, chaos happens because of a lot of information that's floating from different places. Okay. I've created a tool. If people scan the QR code, they can get the chaos eliminate tool. The tool that I've created that helps eliminate chaos and also helps build resilience. So you need resilience in business to make sure that you're able to get through difficult times. So that's very key. And many times, majority of the time, the main issue is in your thinking. It's the problem is never the problem. The problem is how you think about the problem.
Yeah, that's very true. That is so true. And my number one tagline is, life is an open book test. And that's why all the answers are in front of us. It's just a question of consulting with the right people that help us find the answers to these questions. So if you're dealing with chaos, it's sort of, you have to slow down that feeling of that tornado and get back to the strategy. And if you need a business coach, you need someone to help you find the solution. You can also hire Bimal Shah to help you. And
right.
You have so many solutions. So what does this chaos tool look like? What does that look like?
Basically what it does, so like I said, the problem is never the problem. The problem is how you think about the problem, right? What I've created is thinking tools. You need to think in the right direction, because if your thinking doesn't go in the right direction, you could end up in much bigger problem than you already are. So this is where I created more than 200 thinking tools that allow you to think in the right direction, and thinking and acting. So actions and thinking is what helps you come out of the chaos. So what it does is it helps you dissect chaos and you build action items that help you come out of it. So that's what the thinking tool does. That's what this tool is designed to do. It helps you think. And I also provide, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, a lot of your tools help invoke thinking and help solve problems by asking the person questions. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And so I provide a guided instructional video as well, where I show them how I use the tool myself to come out of certain situations, and how you can use yourself, to apply that to a situation that you may have. So you can customize the tool to your needs and your goals in your situation. And thinking is your highest paid activity. If you think about it, imagination and thinking has changed everything. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. You can read all the books that you want. If you don't apply it, you won't succeed, right? As much as the person who's maybe read 1/10 or 100 of the books that you read, but has applied 95% of what he or she read. So apply what you already know. So if you read a book, I strongly suggest, if you like what you hear or if you like what you see, apply it. You make it work. Don't wait to seek out the next piece of knowledge. There are a lot of people who are information seekers. They keep on just chasing knowledge. One webinar after the other, one article after the other, one article. That's good. More knowledge you seek. Once you have gotten some knowledge, if you believe it's useful and applicable, apply it.
I love it. I love that. And Camille, thank you for your comment. Chaos is something that you have to stop, look around and think, because if you don't, you will lose your mind. Yeah, I think that through our networking community, through the friendships that we're building, I think that we all feel a lot less alone. And we've all realized that we're all a coach in different areas. And when it comes to organizing your business, you need a coach like Bimal to help you. And you can also apply for grants with Bimal. You can apply, right? So there's so many tools you might not even know. You think that there are no options, but Bimal, if somebody wants to have an introductory meeting to see what their options are, is that something you do?
Absolutely. So that if they scan the QR code, within that there is a link to set the time with me, and there's a link to my calendar. They can go on my calendar and book a 15-minute call. We'll be happy to talk with them and see what they want to achieve and what their goals are. If they're looking to achieve certain grants and resources, there's links for free money and all of that. Now, what I would say, do you ever feel overwhelmed? Because overwhelm is very common in many business owners. Has there been a situation that has made you feel overwhelmed?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in terms of chaos or in terms of the business in general?
Yeah, in business, in chaos, do you feel overwhelmed sometimes?
I do, but what I've also, through your training, have learned to organize those thoughts and write them down, and write down the thoughts and organize them into process and procedure. You really do need to give yourself the time to think. That's one of the things I've learned from you. Give yourself the time to think, because if you're constantly rushing the action, you're not really thinking about the results you're seeking to achieve. And you've taught me to slow down and think more. You've taught me so much. You've changed my life in so many positive ways. I highly encourage you guys to connect with Bimal. It's almost crazy not to have a consultation with him and see what your options are.
Absolutely. One of the ways, I would like to share with, and thank you, Blanca. Thank you for those kind words. I appreciate it. And it's a pleasure of mine to assist you. And I always say to everyone, be a student first, teacher second.
Yes, I love that so much.
So when you're a student first, you learn and then share. And when you try to do the opposite, where you teach first and student second, that's where you try to go into slippery slope. So I'd like to share. So one of the things that when you're overwhelmed, what happens is, do you believe that your confidence goes down? Right? Sometimes when you feel overwhelmed, the confidence to act properly, decide properly, goes down. When your confidence goes down, your ability to make the right decision, goes down. The decisions that you make are not as strong. And when your decisions are not as strong, you start, losing money, you start making less money. So my job is to help you bring clarity, help you make more money, so your confidence goes up. When your confidence goes up, your decisions are better. And when your decisions are better, you make more money, and your overwhelm goes away.
I love that. And
go ahead.
I think, no, please.
So we have a question from, I think, a couple of people here. Let's see if I can answer those. Do we have time to answer that?
Of course, we always have time. We're not at any rush. Let's soak up this wisdom.
All right. The first question, from I think Camille is, what is the biggest chaos you have faced, and do you want to come into our show and bounce off a question? Absolutely. The answer to the second question is, would love to. Let me know when. You have my calendar, book a time, and we can do that. There's lots of chaos I have faced throughout my life. It's always been, up and down. I can start with a simple example. When I came to this country with empty pockets, I had nothing in my pocket, no money. I worked 5 jobs to pay my own out-of-state tuition. I knew I was standing in Taco Bell with a bunch of pens and change, trying to feed myself. But I graduated with grant and savings. So most students graduate. I graduated with a positive caption. So I turned around the situation, and that has helped me, start a business right out of college. I didn't have to work for anyone, even though I had more than a dozen job offers, and did that. So, absolutely, that's one of the examples I can share. Thank you, Camille, for that question. You get a copy of my book. and I'll send it. I believe I have your information, so I'll send you a copy of my book. Unless you've already gotten it.
Yeah, Camila already does have a copy, and we have a lot of new ideas coming up for Bimal Show. Join us here every Monday at 10:30 a.m. for the laws of business breakthroughs. Let's keep breaking through our business problems together and turn problems into solutions. Bimal, thank you for all you do to educate our community every single day.
Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here. I appreciate it, Blanca. Make it a great day.
You too. We will see you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.